softball, but we lucked out. Tremendous weather, the fans lining up early around Bogle Park. It was a painful rash all over her body. That one sent out to left field, and Wyckoff filling in for Kennedy. Will track it down and make the catch, route number 1. But we have just seen.
It also is kind of a momentum changer, and one that they weren't necessarily expecting to have, but they did. And, you know, if you're Missouri
60 and 12 home runs, you're like, what an incredible year. And that one's dumped out into left center field for a base hit. So Carr will single and keep this Tigers inning alive. And then you look up and, well, you know, 360s, 20 senior days. That one is poked out to right for a base hit. Riker getting the start in right will play it back in. And a couple of 2-out singles. But it's the Tigers who would like to strike first in the first, but Burnham carves up Forrester. So she worked around a couple of 2-out singles, gets a couple of Ks, and with McCann, oftentimes it's the drop ball that has so much vertical break, but after Johnson got behind in the count, she was able to work the walk afternoon or evening here at Bogle, which is pretty unique. Rain coming later on tonight. The 3-2 pitch just misses. That feeds into our other storyline. It's tough to get a ring up on strike 3. She's got some bling, though, on under that mask with those earrings. There's a chopper that's headed to left for a base hit. Johnson has great speed. She'll turn third and score easily, and McDowell plates the first run of the game. And it's this was just a seeing eye chopper between Waits and up to Grove, and there was no chance then to get Reagan Johnson once that took 2 or 3 bounces.
Yeah, and really that's just the power.
It's an Arkansas offense that can really do some damage. That's a little bloop. It'll drop for a hit. Everybody moves up a base, dumped in front of Carr. They don't ask how, they ask how many, and Bell will bloop one to right, and they'll be at the top of the list. She's going to stroke one to left field. Cahalan gets turned around. She'll make the catch on the track. Bain will tag and score. McDowell will tag and go to third. The Razorbacks have made it a 2-0 game on the Rijo sac fly.
It curves away from you. It looks like it's coming straight at you, and it's just going to keep tailing to the line. So sometimes your first read doesn't give you the right impression. So she has to redirect going back, but she does a good job getting behind it and quickly getting the ball in and make good contact.
Infield creeping in, and Wyckoff socks one to center. Back goes Langer. Still on the move. She'll make the catch up against the hog and the center field wall. McDowell will tag and score, and the Razorbacks have 3 runs on 2 singles in the first inning. 33rd pitch for McCann is cut on and missed. So Davis and Will Kay. Arkansas gets 3 runs and a couple of singles, and a good beginning for the Hogs at home to open up this conference series again.
It doesn't matter how it starts. It's about how you continue it and how you end it.
Madison up to Grove. The local product in Columbia sends one out to center, and that's 2 very valuable Razorbacks, and Johnson is batting 9th, and that one's poked to third and caught by McDowell, and there's 2 outs. At times she's been the only senior in this lineup, but I think she made a good part of your season with a hand tied behind your back instead of being at full strength. Well, Burnham gets the K, strikes out Hill, puts up a perfect top of the second.
Real expectations on you, and there's proof that you can do it.
Another little flare to center. Is this one going to drop? Hill says no. Wow, she came flying in between Updegrove and Langer when it's
going to hit the ground. Just center fielder goes back, and that ball was shallow, but she went a long way to track that down. Good on her. She ended up near.
Missed last year due to injury. It's going to ground one sharply to first. There is Hay. She'll make the stop, and quickly 2 out. So that's now 5 in a row set down by McCann thereafter on campus. As Johnson ropes one to the first baseman Hay. So with the 5-man infield, Reagan Johnson hit it hard. Hey, you survived your first Telestrator audition. Burnham's going to scoop up the bunt and shovel to Davison covering. Langer retired here when we were on the air, and first time they had been run ruled since losing 9-1 to UCLA a year ago at the Mary Nutter. As 35, that's what they've been doing to other teams. That's on the ground to third. Nice stop by McDowell. She'll flip one to second base, and Davison could not catch it. Eller was not in a perfect throwing opportunity. Could not hold on.
Yeah, I mean, that is a tough play that takes her the exact opposite direction, but really, her timing was there. I think if to throw anything crazy, really, to get it started, but they had good production.
And Carr will expand the zone just a bit and wave and miss. And that's the second out.
That's a great spot. It's close.
Again, a young lady that was playing baseball until she was a sophomore. She lines one to Tiana Bell. Right place, right time. Otherwise, that's in the...
Shake your head and laugh off in the moment.
Bain will poke one out to center. Linger will come on and make the catch, and there's one gone. I mean, Courtney did say...
I had to just stand in the dugout and watch. I wasn't able to play yet.
3-1 to McDowell. Tomahawks one out and a right for a base hit. So Ella keeps getting her hits. 2 for 2 so far tonight.
Time without seeing a pitch.
True. Tiana Bell singled in her only at bat. Hits that one off the very end of her bat. It rolls up the middle. Would have been an infield base hit, but it was easy for the Tigers to get the force at second base.
For them, it was close at second base. And I kind of have to wonder if second base wasn't an out option, what it would have looked like at first.
That was unique. That doesn't happen very often. Italia will hit Bell. So Italia is going to get the base hit out of that. But Bell is out, and the inning ends. Well, that's an interesting way to end after. Up to Grove and Cahalan. That one's going to be in the right of base hit. So Forrester up there in the first pitch, singles between Davison and Bell. Because she's been used one too many times already. Ground ball to third. McDowell will make the play. As Kohler goes to second, and there's one out.
She's being very competitive with the pitches that she's missing.
That's going to stay fair. Another play for Ella McDowell. Now 2 outs, and Kohler has to hold at second base. Warming up in the bullpen in case she's needed, but Burnham's trying to make quick work of the Tigers. Hill will poke one to Davison, and 3 ground ball outs after the single. And the Tigers, and all of a sudden you get an 8-run 5th inning and end the game. Wyckoff rolls one back up the middle. Nice play by Hill. She's had a couple of really good efforts today, but she was not going to get Wyckoff. Arkansas seeing her for the second time. Davison hits one a mile in the air to left. Cahalan coming in and will make the catch. For the first out.
It's just that easy.
The script writers were working overtime. There's a chopper off the glove of McCann in no man's land. Instead of getting an out or maybe a chance for 2 that here in the 3rd inning. That's ball 4. A couple of infield singles and a walk have loaded them up with 1 gone. Next pitch. On the ground to first. Hayes got it. Her throw home is not in time. So close to maybe catching that in the air once she took it on the short.
Right on the bag, you probably get both, but she's just far enough away where it takes that extra second for her to walk over, and Wyckoff is quick off a third.
Off the end of the bat to third. Good defensive positioning. Bain is retired. Arkansas gets just the 1 run. They strand a pair. Tigers try to hang around. Now we'll see if Mizzou can find some offense. I don't know if the 2 sports have ever been closer in aspects. That one's in the air to left field, and Wyckoff will make the catch. You know, a decade or so ago, baseball and softball did the Tigers, and that's a base runner. Waits has walked. They would prefer with runners on base. Sock to left. Del Duca's back. She'll get there shy of the track to make the catch. And again, that was probably part of the reason for the defensive change this half inning. So the count has gone full. Pitch number 80. Rocketed into center. Johnson on the move. Into a dive, and she'll make the catch. Maybe the best defensive center fielder in college softball.
Johnson has so much range. That ball was so far away from her, but she has so much speed that it's just an easy play for her. But that's your best replica for what you're going to deal with in postseason.
Agreed. Poked out to shallow right. Hill catches everything, and there's 1 gone. You know, we like to talk about this Arkansas team as the Bogle Bomb.
Out there and get a strike, so I have to bring it in more.
That's
and
exactly
that is
it.
very dangerous.
Maybe it's a little different with Bell. I mean, you might be willing to put her on, but for the most part, you have to come over the plate. And you might have, because there wasn't a 6th or 7th. High fly, shallow center. Langer comes in to make the catch. And there's 2 outs. Picked up by Hill. Nice play. Wyckoff sprinting up the line, but she's retired. Sanaya Hills did a fine job defensively. Arkansas strands a runner.
Yeah, I think that.
That's a one-hopper to Rijo. She'll show off that arm and throw out Hay for the first down.
Yeah, I think everyone from probably.
I think that berm has been a popular place, much like baseball. Forrester socks one in the air to right field. Reichard on the move, but it'll be Davison with the catch. Boy, she tracked that ball down and covered a lot of ground. Ramsey's taken the count full. Grounded into the hole. Watch Rio's arm. She's going to pop up. There was a bit of a stumble, so she didn't get that full throw. And that's an infield single. And every hit we've had in this game. That's poked to third. McDowell's been busy today. Tigers strand another runner. They've left 7. You get a dance when you get a 0. It's still 4-0 Razorbacks.
Certainty, that was a tough one to live through.
Nope, I understand. Another ground ball to third. Waits his throw. Will pull Hay from the base. That throw was leaking from the very beginning. Cover herself. Miller with a ground ball to short. Maybe a chance for 2. There's 1. What an effort by Hill again. She started to fall back. Certainly pretty close. That's into right, a base hit off the bat of Reichard. So she's back in. Ramsey Walker had played right field, but Ashton gets the single. Next one to Johnson. Tap to third. The throw will go to second in time for the force on Reichard. I think that was probably the perfect decision a little bit.
Yeah, definitely out in front on her.
3-2 pitch. Caught by Hay at first. Nice job by the bullpen tonight for the Tigers. This game goes to the 7th. Kind of blow everything up. That one is socked out to left, and it will be caught. And that's Wood. How many different rabbits out of the hat and kickstart a big 7th inning? Burnham on pitch number 100 gets a chopper to Rijo, flat-footed, able to flip to first. 2 gone, and she's 1 out away from a shutout, and she's played better towards the middle and end of the year. That one is popped up. Rio's underneath it. That will do it. Peyton Burnham with a 4-hit complete game shutout as the Razorbacks take one over the Missouri Tigers 4-0.